I can grow a mustache. I can literally put it in my mouth. Hello FTM Transtastic viewers, it is Saturday, so here I am, Val, your Saturday person, making a video. But before we talk about the topic, I have something else to talk about that every single member of this channel, I think, talked about in their video this week. It's just all the rage right now, the trans calendar project. I've talked about it in other videos. I'm in it, Reed's in it, Chris is a designer for it. Last year, Chase was in it. A lot of people that you may know from YouTube have been involved in this in some way. Alex Haney, if you know who he is, he's like the man behind it all. Profits from this calendar go towards a very good cause. It helps fund people's transitions. You have 5 days left to get a calendar if you don't get one in the next 5 days, and it's going to be very, very hard to get one, and if you don't buy enough right now, because there will not be enough money for us to print the calendars, so do not wait to buy them. Buy them now. Or what you might not know is that this Wednesday there's going to be an FTM Transtastic perk for only $10. The link to the Indiegogo is below. On to the topic, which is packing. There is one problem with this week's topic. People are waving their dicks around everywhere, and it's one thing to be watching someone's face talking, but when you're watching someone wave around their dick, people in your intro to stat class just don't think highly of you. But let's be honest, you're probably not trying to watch this video in class right now because how many of my videos are actually appropriate for anything? You can see my butt in the thumbnail of last week's video, just saying. But since you're not in class, I am free to do whatever I want with any phallic-shaped objects. So, I have one. This is a packer. If you're a cis guy watching this, this probably looks pretty familiar. If you're a cis lesbian who's never been on the internet and you've never done anything with men, this is a penis. You don't use it for that. It's, like I said, it's pretty limp. I feel like there's this misconception about packers, that trans men feel like this is their penis. Like they feel towards a packer how they would feel towards their penis. A very loving relationship, I'm sure. I think that's bullshit. For people who say it, who say that a packer is like their penis, okay, I believe you. I mean, if you say it, then I'm not gonna say anything otherwise, but a packer is not my penis any more than a binder is my chest. The reason I would wear a packer is dysphoria related, just like the reason I would wear a binder is dysphoria related. I have dysphoria about my chest, my junk, and so I wear something that makes it look more like it's supposed to look and look more like what I'm supposed to have. But a packer doesn't make me have a penis any more than binding makes me not have boobs. Like, if anything, packing makes you more aware of what you do or don't have, and in a negative way. And it may help you aesthetically, and you may know that. But I think the majority of the time, even if you want to have like a connection with your packer, like, yeah, this is my junk, now it looks right, it does, like, it's bittersweet, and I'd say it's more bitter. To be honest, wearing this looks like a penis. If you feel it, it kind of feels like a penis. If you look at it in detail, I mean, it looks a lot like a penis. If you ever handled one, I mean, it looks like a penis, but in your pants, it doesn't look like you have a penis in your pants. In fact, I think a pair of socks does just as well as this does. Like, you don't have to buy one of these unless you want to stare. Like, I'm glad I bought one. They're fun to have, and I like, you know, to have it and, you know, whatever. But when I started packing, it was for one reason. I played rugby. There's this thing called, like, scrums, and I was the hooker, and that's not a joke, that's a position in rugby. But you're the middle, and there's two guys right next to you, and they, like, bind up around you, and this guy's hand goes, like, on this waistband, and this guy's hand goes on this waistband, and then they just, like, hike you up like this, and then this turns into Vagina Town when it's supposed to be Penis Town, and it's very, 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 very visible when you're wearing gym shorts, when you're wearing sweatpants, and rugby shorts are these, like, really thick canvas material, not as noticeable there, but when they're, like, pulling your pants, like, up inside of you, there's no dick there. Like, if you see a cis guy and he's the hooker and they, like, hike his pants up, there's, like, that penis is, like, in your face. Like, it just kind of, like, pops out and, like, attacks you and, like, strangles you, and I mean, there's a lot of penis in rugby, in most men's sports. I literally was in that position one time, and I heard the guy whisper, one of the guys who was, like, watching, whisper to the other guy, "Where's his dick?" And I was just like, ugh, it's proportional to my height, bitch. What I did back then, this is before I had a packer, I wore, like, briefs. They're like women's underwear, but they're men's underwear. It happens that way with a lot of clothes. There's actually not much of a difference between men and women's clothes sometimes. It just gives us a whole lot of stress that we don't need. There are things that I refuse to wear for so long that I'll wear again now because the buttons are on the wrong side. Anyway, that's a conversation for a separate time. Briefs are just like little underwear. I would put socks in them, and if you run around, even if you walk around, if you're just having a normal stroll, anything that you put in your underwear is gonna, like, misplace itself. It's gonna, like, ride up, and you're gonna have, like, a ball sack, like, right here coming out of your belly button, just, like, birthing a ball sack right there. You don't have babies out of your belly button. That just sounded really uneducated on my part. Anyway, either that or, like, go into your butt, and then you have, like, a pair of socks in your butt, and that's not really comfortable either. So what I did is that I took the pair of socks, I did this for every practice, and I put them in the briefs, and then I wrapped duct tape around it, you better make sure there's no sticky part of that tape showing, because eventually I just don't care anymore. I mean, if they think I have like a really tiny dick, like, I do. It's really tiny. It's like the size of nothing. It's like inside out. In preparation for this video, I wore this to the mall today. If I'm wearing jeans with this on, you know, I can get it to make it look like I have a natural, realistic bulge if I wanted to. I didn't tape it, I didn't have a harness or anything, I just put it in there. If you wear kind of tight underwear, it kind of moves around, but I mean, depending on what kind of tightness of pants you wear and underwear you wear, you can get it to stay in there without any like fancy equipment. I really do think that packing can be beneficial for people, and I really do think that it can make a difference, and there are situations where dudes will look at your junk, straight dudes will look at your junk. Everyone compares their bodies. You don't have to be going through puberty to want to compare your bodies. If you're around someone and dudes are like measuring up, they're gonna look at your junk. They're gonna look at your junk, and if they don't see anything there, they're probably just gonna forget about it. But you know, their eyes will go there sometimes. So if you want to have a bulge, it'll be noticed. Like, not noticed, but like people will appreciate it, and you know, whatever. What am I saying? Like, I think that packing is not a waste of time for people who don't want it to be a waste of time. I think it is a waste of time for people who don't care. Like, just do what you want. Do what you want. Put a penis in your butt. I don't know. See you next Saturday.